CJ,
I saw it.
it's a death threat.
It's not a big deal.
You sure?
Yeah, don't tell anybody, okay? I don't want a lot of production.
All right.
Thanks.
Josh, can you come in here and look at this, please?
Donna?
Look at what?
CJ's email.
Call Frank Tenney downstairs. Tell him I want to talk to him right away.
Yeah.
You take this seriously?
Yeah, it's a death threat, CJ. I take it seriously. I had some experience with this.
Ron?
CJ, Frank Tenney spoke to me this morning.
Yeah, Josh made me see him yesterday. He filed everything he was supposed to file.
Can I see the message?
It's just, you know, it's what it is.
Could you type in your password? Have you checked your email yet today?
I just got here.
Okay, he sent another one at 5:20 this morning. Have you had cyber threats before?
Not explicitly.
And Agent Tenney says that you don't recognize the sender's address.
No.
Have you had a bad breakup with a boyfriend lately?
God, Ron, I haven't had a boyfriend and I get a lot of hate mail. After the president, I'm the single most visible person in the federal government. Every day I'm on TV, and every day exactly half the people are going to disagree with you, and some of those people are going to hate you, and some of those people are going to write letters.
Yeah, this isn't hate mail. This is a death threat. Could I use your computer for a second?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna need to take your hard drive.
Why?
I just used traceroute tools and the server and the IP address don't match. The address was invented to disguise the origin.
In my briefing yesterday, I made some remarks about a situation in Saudi Arabia. I may have gone too far. I was thinking about apologizing and...
Yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with that.
What do you mean?
Muslim extremists don't get personal. They don't know your name, they don't care. They don't want one person, they want dozens or hundreds. That's why they don't use bullets. Killing one person is a waste of a bomb. He wants you. Why doesn't he want me? Someone will be by in a few minutes to get your hard drive, and we're intercepting all your emails from the address. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Good morning, Mr. President.
You're going to get Secret Service protection, but I can't order it unless you sign this piece of paper. So sign this piece of paper.
Sir, can I ask why you feel it's
Because
necessary
Ron
that
says it is, and around here we do whatever Ron says.
Well, I think it might be an overreaction.
Good for you. With all your years of training and experience in sniffing out crime, your opinion really carries a lot of weight with me.
I don't want to appear fragile.
Are you kidding?
Sir.
We're talking about one bodyguard. I have 12, and that's before I leave the house. You ever count the number of guns that come along with me when Abby and I take in a play at the Kennedy Center? Do I seem fragile to you?
No, sir.
Then?
You're also not a woman in a man's job. To say nothing of the fact that you're required by law to be protected by the Treasury Department. You don't have a choice. And frankly, sir, you and I both know that you've scored points frequently with the public and with the press by shrugging off your Secret Service and doing whatever, going to a bookstore.
I don't care.
Sir.
I don't care. You're part of my family, and this thing is happening, and I simply won't permit it. Sign the piece of paper.
Look.
Let me tell you something. The last time a member of my staff got a death threat, they missed him and hit me.
Ron, is there any evidence at all that this guy... Look, I work in the White House. Everybody knows that. But is there any evidence to suggest that... Where did you get these?
Today's email.
That's me leaving my house on Monday. This one's at a restaurant where I had dinner with my niece.
How's your health?
Good days and bad days. Good days aren't as good as they used to be. Kind of like a speeded up version of aging. You've had better days, huh?
Whatever happened to separation of church and state?
It's hanging in there. But I'm afraid the Constitution doesn't say anything about the separation of church and politics.
You saying that's a good thing?
Saying it's the way it is. Always has been.
You think the voter really needs to know if I go to church?
I don't need to know, but then I'm not going to vote for you anyway. It's not up to us to decide what the voters get to use in evaluating us.
A little odd coming from someone who wasn't exactly completely open about his health.
That was a big mistake.
Was it? What did we know about Lincoln's health when he was running? Nothing. Washington, Jefferson. What about FDR's health? And when he died in office, did people say, gee, why didn't he tell us he was sick? No. Did they say, I wish I didn't vote for him? No.
I don't know how you plan to handle this religious thing in the campaign.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us.
I could find a way to let it slip. I think a candidate's religion or how often he goes to church is not relevant to choosing a president.
You're going to say that on the way into church?
Are you accusing me of politicizing church-going?
You've had an awful lot of photo ops on the church steps.
I went to Mass every Sunday long before I went into politics.
I did too.
Why'd you stop?
One Christmas, my wife gave me a very old edition of the King James Bible. 17th century. It was a real find for a book collector. It was a thrill just to hold it. Then I read it.
You can't take it literally.
Yeah, well, that's what my priest friends kept telling me. But the more I read it, the less I could believe. I could not believe there was a God who said that the penalty for working on the Sabbath was death. I couldn't believe there was a God who said the penalty for adultery was death.
I'm more of a New Testament man myself.
I couldn't believe that there was a God who had no penalty for slavery. The Bible has no problem with slavery at all. Lincoln could have used a little help from the Bible.
You think Lincoln was an atheist?
I hope not. That would mean all his references to God were just purely political.
He didn't make any until he started running for office.
No. He certainly was a doubter.
What about you?
You gonna try to save my soul?
Sorry.
Let's just say I struggled for a long time with that book. And then finally, I just gave up the struggle.
The only thing you can pray for in this job is the strength to get through the day. You can try coffee if you want, but prayer works better for me. Try a pistachio.
Yes, we have reached an agreement on the debt ceiling bill. We will pass it within the hour and send it to the president for his signature before midnight.
What about the minimum wage amendment?
We've agreed to have a separate vote on the minimum wage increase tomorrow.
Is it going to pass?
Yes, it will. I'll vote for it, and I guarantee you there'll be more than enough bipartisan support to pass it.
Senator, are you going to reconsider Reverend Butler's invitation to his church this
I
weekend?
fully respect Reverend Butler's position. I mean, I appreciate his invitation. And, look, I respect Reverend Butler. And I respect his church too much to use it for my own political purposes. And that's exactly what I'd be doing if I went down there this Sunday. Because the truth is, it would just be an act of political phoniness. I may be wrong, but I suspect our churches already have enough political phonies in them.
Senator, do you or do
I
you
don't
not?
see how we can have a separation of church and state in this government if you have to pass a religious test to get in this government. And I want to warn everyone in the press and all the voters out there. If you demand expressions of religious faith from politicians, you are just begging to be lied to. They won't all lie to you, but a lot of them will. And it'll be the easiest lie they ever had to tell to get your votes.
Come in. Hey, welcome back.
What?
How was the vacation?
It was 40 hours long.
Where'd you go?
Hilton Head.
What'd you do?
I unpacked, and then I packed.
By the way, congratulations. Babish is promoting you to deputy.
When did this happen?
Right after I told Bud Wachtel that we already had.
What the hell is going on?
Well, Monday morning, there was a little incident during the satellite interviews.
I read about it. How could you let something like that happen?
Okay. For everybody who works outside the building, I'll follow the sword. But for everybody who works inside the building, I wasn't there.
Okay.
Didn't get much of a tan.
What do you need?
Capital B, capital gang, inside politics.
To say what?
The president isn't an elitist. He respects everyone.
And that's why he made a Southern Republican who disagrees with him a deputy counsel.
Congratulations again, by the way.
He is an elitist.
Uh-oh.
It's elitist, geocentric, Ivy League snobbery to think if you haven't written 6 journal articles on monetary support mechanisms, you're not fit to lead.
We're of the belief that if you're going to set policy, it'd be a bonus to understand it. And at this point, we'd be astonished to discover that Richie had read as many as 6 journal articles on anything other than athletic support mechanisms.
There's a difference between intellect and instinct.
252 million people in the country. You don't think we ought to be able to elect somebody who's got both?
I'm saying presidents can have good advisors.
And good advisors can better advise informed and curious presidents.
But what happens when Ivy League presidents surround themselves with intellectual snobs?
All right. Let's clear up a couple things, because that's the second time you've invoked the evil aide. First of all, Notre Dame isn't a member of the Ivy League. They play football as an independent. They play basketball in the Big East. Second, we're very interested in education in this White House, so can you tell me what's wrong with the Ivy League? Should we be discouraging parents from hoping their kids get into Princeton and Yale and Dartmouth?
All I know is we got into Vietnam courtesy of the Beltway chapter of the Harvard Alumni Association.
Yeah, except that's not all you know, because you're bright and you're curious and you worked hard and you got into Smith and you got your law degree where? Cambridge, Massachusetts. You lose, I win, 'twas ever thus.
I was on vacation.
Life's tough in the aluminum siding business. Check the press office on your TV schedule.
I will do the TV shows because I serve at the pleasure of the president, but I do not want a promotion that I didn't earn.
I'll talk to Babish.
Well, let me check out the pay differential first.
You bet.
CJ. Wow, this is hard. Couldn't be happier that you got this gig. But I think it's just time for me to go. 6 years is, I just think it's time for me to move on. This is my letter of resignation to the president.
I don't want to pile on, but working for one of my closest friends is, I think, not going to bring out my best.
Josh, you can't.
I'm sorry to barge in.
Mr. President, can I have just a minute?
I'll make this quick. I don't know if I'm comfortable working this closely with a woman. Maybe it's time for me to call it a day. Give the VP a chance to steer the ship.
Oh.
You're weak. You have a weak will. You should have held it. See if she pulled out the continuity of government plan.
Cracked up at the mere suggestion of the VP.
I had a whole thing on spending time with my kids, and I went up.
You are bad men.
In the service of a vengeful God.
On behalf of the Vice President and myself and every man who's ever had a Wonder Woman fantasy, it's a bright day.
Get out. Margaret, we behind yet?
Very.
Do I need to speak with him?
Come here.
Right.
Come in.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
How you doing?
Fan-dab-tastic. You got the Energy Quarterly?
Got it right here, thank you.
I'd like it back.
How about you get your own copy?
We're not ready to assess domestic nuclear storage facilities, sir. The team hasn't evaluated all the options, and I haven't presented you with complete information.
You don't think this is a good start?
I think it's you doing my job for me. You're looking at this based on DOD's call. Their perspective is valid, but it's only one perspective, and until we've gathered all the others, if you need something to read, I recommend the new Benjamin Franklin bio. It's a real page-turner. Thank you, Mr. President.
What was that?
I just got spanked.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. She's still nervous?
I don't think so, no.
You're in there. Great. You're an odd woman, and I've never quite understood you, but you're extremely capable, and you run this office like a Swiss watch, and you're tall, which is reassuring. Leo may need you, and if he does, that's okay, but if he's willing to part with you, I hope you'll stay.
Look what the elves have done.
Hey.
Hey.
CJ wanted to be here, but she got pulled in. Staff's on their way. She wanted me to give this to you.
J&T. Nothing without you.
Hey. Thanks. Who did this?
The boss?
Hey, listen, everybody. The Colonel just told us we're about to go by something incredible, and you hardly ever get to see this. It's going to be out the left side of the plane.
What is it?
Got to come over to the left side. Everybody over here, it's coming up.
What are we over?
Well, we're over the Blue Ridge Mountains, but there's a festival of lights and bonfires in this region that accompanies something called the Wildflower, Renaissance, with lilac and ochre.
That you can see from 33,000 feet?
Yes, it's arranged in a pattern that befuddles astronomers to this day. We should be coming up on it any...
Oh, my God!
Of course, on the right side of the plane is an F-16 Falcon.
CJ, what the hell's going on?
He's on our wing.
Have we been attacked?
This is armed?
Signal, this is CJ Craig. Shut off the phones in the press cabin. There's a problem with the plane's landing gear.
CJ.
Is it down?
I'm sorry, sir, we don't know yet.
Why not?
Well, there's no moon tonight. It's tough for them to see under the plane, but they're still trying.
What's next?
We do a flyby at Andrews Tower and take a look.
How close do we fly to the tower?
You're gonna have to fly pretty close.
At what altitude?
Pretty low.
We can't just stay up here for a couple of days and wait till there's a moon?
We'll let the boys next door in the Falcon poke around a little bit first, but I want to tell you.
What else?
We're gonna have to refuel pretty soon.
Larry, would you go back and mention that to CJ?
Yes, sir.
No one up here is in a position to file right now.
Not in a position to. Air Force One isn't landing, and it has a military escort.
That's the story you'd file. You wouldn't mention the landing gear.
We'd mention the landing gear right along with the maintenance truck and whatever you tell us next.
Come on. The maintenance truck was an honest effort to avoid panic. Of course, you were going to know the truth at the end of the incident.
CJ.
I'm not going to broadcast that the president's plane is in distress. It creates very real security concerns, and it also happens to be a world market event.
It is a market event.
The story's embargoed. If a cell phone appears in violation of FAA regulations, the cell phone will be confiscated by a steward.
They're gonna refuel.
They want to refuel. How do they do that?
Well, instead of an F-16 coming up next to him, so KC-10 is gonna, well, land on top of us. They know how to do it.
Yeah, they're going to do a mid-air refueling with a KC-10.
What does that mean?
It means they think we're going to be up here for a little while longer. Are we near the tower?
Gear's down.
What?
They got the indicator light.
They recycled the gear and the light went on this time. We're landing.
I was the one who said it first.
Signal, this is CJ Craig. Please turn the phones back on in the press cabin. We're landing. We got an indicator light. You should feel free to file. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, CJ.
CJ, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, CJ.
Thank you. You heard?
Yeah.
Sit down. I was meaning to ask you, why didn't you ask about the front wheel before? You asked the colonel if it was the front wheel.
If you have the rear wheels, you can try a hard landing where you come down hard on the back wheels in an effort to whack the front into place.
To whack it into place?
Yes.
I'm so happy I didn't have that information.
If you hit it wrong, the plane breaks in half.
It just suddenly worked?
The gear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm good at living in a world where that kind of thing is possible.
but you are.
I imagine myself destitute. I imagine myself unlucky in love. But I never imagined my life would be in danger with really uncommon frequency. Feels a little bit good, doesn't it?
No.
Yes, it does.
I'll make jokes when this whole bullfight with gravity is over.
Mr. President.
We ready to go?
Ambassador Cochran's in the mural room and Ted Mitchell's waiting outside.
Where are we putting LaBelle and his people?
In the Roosevelt room.
He's gonna have a lot of staff with him. Yes, sir. I don't know what any of them do, but there they are, wherever LaBelle goes, 14, 15 guys.
Mr. President.
I'm gonna take care of this first, and I'll see you across the hall.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Who's in the mural room?
Ken Cochran.
You did it again.
I'm sorry, sir.
When you said the name Cochran, it was like you knew him.
No, sir.
I have a sense about these things.
Yes, sir.
A finely honed sense.
It's failing you at the moment, sir.
Cochran's in the mural room?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you go sit with him and send in Ted Mitchell?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. President?
Yes, of course. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Ted.
Mr. President.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Hey, you're looking good.
Oh, I feel good.
How is Mary?
She sends her love.
All right, listen, I have something to do in the next room. Let me just tell you that I need a favor.
Oh, of course, sir.
I need you to hire a guy.
Who, sir?
The former ambassador to Bulgaria.
Who is that, sir?
Ken Cochran.
Well, isn't Ken Cochran the current ambassador to Bulgaria?
Not for long. Look, he's a good man, a smart man. I think he'd make a very good corporate officer.
Why is he being fired, sir?
Gross incompetence. I'll be right back.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Nancy.
Senator LaBelle's in the Roosevelt room.
Yeah, I'll be right in.
Mr. President.
Ken.
It's good to see you again, sir.
Thank you for flying in on such short notice.
Of course, Mr. President. What can I do for you?
Resign.
Excuse me?
You've been having an affair with the daughter of the Prime Minister, and that doesn't work for me. But neither does a newspaper article saying you're having an affair with the daughter of the Prime Minister, so I need you to resign. You're going to get a job offer from Ted Mitchell for a lot more money than you're making now. That's why you left the embassy. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, this is outrageous. This is outrageous, and I'll explain that to him when he comes back in here.
Yes, sir.
Have we met?
Sir?
You look very familiar to me. Have we met?
Yes, sir.
Where?
I was a waiter at the Gramercy Club.
Charlie?
Yes, sir.
Charlie?
Yes, sir.
It's good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Under strange circumstances, which, when the president comes back, I'll explain
Yes,
that to
sir.
him. I resigned my membership in that club, by the way.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. I find exclusive clubs to be repugnant.
I couldn't help but notice it didn't stop you from joining up in the first place.
Now, that's out of line. That's out of line, and that shouldn't have been said. And you've forgotten that you're addressing a U.S. ambassador.
I apologize, sir.
I'm sorry to do this, but I'd like to speak to your supervisor.
Well, I'm personal aide to the president, so my supervisor's a little busy right now looking for a back door to this place to shove you out of. But I'll let him know you'd like to lodge a complaint.
Thanks for waiting.
Mr. President, clearly, this young man who works for you has told you something about our past, and I'd like to say here and
It
now...
doesn't have anything to do with it. Oh, wait a second. You two have a past?
Sir.
You mocked my finely honed sense.
Yes, sir.
You stood there in my face,
Sir.
and it's done, Ken. Ted Mitchell's going to put you on the board of directors. And please remember that I have a lot of affection for your wife, and I would hate to see her be made a fool of.
I think it would be appropriate at this time, Mr. President, to make a confession.
What's that?
I never voted for you.
Well, thanks for trying, but here I am anyway. Gotta go.
Sir.
Yes?
Deborah Fitterer.
Really?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Mr. President.
Hi.
Debbie.
Hello.
You two know each other?
Debbie worked for Donald McKitteridge. She's very interesting. Her resume is impressive. I remember thinking she was efficient and creative. She's the one who found Charlie. I remember people talked about her a lot. They found her pretty strange. But I remember thinking that I didn't find her that strange.
You know I can hear you, right?
I'm in your corner.
You're the alpaca farmer.
It was something I tried for a while.
You hired Charlie, huh?
Well, I worked in the office of presidential personnel, and he'd come into the wrong office. He'd been called in about a job as a messenger.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we started talking. It doesn't take long to see he's a special kid, so I sent him to Josh Lyman.
Well, thanks for that.
Yes, sir.
Who was in second place? Who did I almost get?
Sir,
I like to think about the road not taken.
you're testing my memory.
Yeah.
It was a young man named David Dweck.
David Dweck?
I used to call him David Dweck, Wanna Wawa, till I realized that wasn't really funny.
Excuse me, Mr. President, you said you wanted...
Yeah.
Hong Kong's down 4%, but it's still over 10,000. It's too early to tell anything. The Nikkei's down 2%. The dollar's down 0.3% against the yen, 0.4% against the euro. Frankfurt opens in 8 hours.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sorry. Why were you fired?
I'm sorry?
Why were you fired?
No particular reason.
That doesn't sound quite right.
No?
Why were you fired?
Is it relevant?
Only because you're asking for a job.
Chronic lateness.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
No, it's not.
You call me a liar to my face?
Yes.
Okay.
Charlie said it was because of him.
He did?
He said you hired him and that's why you got fired.
Charlie makes things up.
No, he doesn't.
He's a bad seed. I knew it the moment I saw him.
I'm now ordering you to tell me why you were fired.
Well, I'm afraid we're at a classic impasse, Mr. President.
You were strange the first time I met you, and you're strange now.
Hey, the first time you met me, there was a good reason.
What?
I was high.
Okay.
This time, it's just me.
Tell me why you were fired.
No, sir.
I'm gonna figure it out anyway. What I lack in memory, I more than make up for with exceptional powers of deductive reasoning.
That come with tights and a cape?
All right, I think the interview's over.
Yeah. But let's do this every once in a while.
Thank you very much.
Debbie?
Mr. McKittredge,
What are you doing here?
I was
brought her in.
I was interviewing.
Charlie?
Hang on.
How many times do we
I
have
know,
to...
but I brought her in.
It doesn't matter. I'm not getting it.
It does matter. There's a way it works.
Brian Dweck, CFO of Colfax and contributor to Representative Mark McKittredge, whose brother is the director of the White House Office of Presidential Personnel, wants a job for his son, David. Wants a dwinka wawa. My powers of deduction are not to be mocked.
Mr. President, I assure you, whatever she told you...
She didn't tell me anything. I ordered her to, and she... By the way, my powers of ordering are a joke. I can create an agency, but I can't get her to... She didn't give you up. She didn't give you up.
Was she funny?
Have the agent stop her at the door for a second. Debbie,
Yes, sir.
where's the dollar?
I'm sorry, sir?
What's the dollar doing right now?
Oh, it's down 0.3% against the yen, 0.4% against the euro.
Mr. President, the First Lady is back.
These current Fed drops. I haven't eaten lunch yet. If anyone's going to the thing.
What do you want?
I would like salad, I would like a soup of some kind, and if you were to run across a sandwich, then hang the expense.
Right.
And I would like a bottle of water.
This is Charles Young.
I'm supposed to vet you.
I beg your pardon?
Vet you. I'm supposed to vet you, investigate to discover if there are problems. I'm Josh Lyman, Deputy Chief of Staff.
How are you?
Is it Charles?
Charlie.
Charlie, you can have a seat if you like.
I don't mind standing.
Donna?
What?
Never mind the salad. I'm not going to eat it anyway.
Fine.
But I would like a bottle of water as soon as humanly possible.
Fine.
So have a seat. I'm sure you understand why we have to go through this. It's a very sensitive job. It's also a very hard job. 20-hour days aren't uncommon, long trips at the last minute, a lot of wait and hurry up. Moreover, there'll be times when you have to make yourself invisible in plain sight, as well as an undeniable force in front of those who want more time than we want to give. Sometimes the people I'm talking about will be kings and prime ministers. You understand so far?
Sir, I'm sorry, but I think there's been some kind of mistake.
Really?
See, I came here, I filled out an application for...
Yeah, I have your paperwork.
Right, see, I came here. I was looking for a job as a messenger.
Yes.
And I had an interview with Miss LaGuardia, and she told me to wait.
Yes.
And then she told me to come here.
Yes, that's because we asked Miss LaGuardia to keep an eye out. She's recommending you for a different job.
Sir, if you don't mind me asking...
Personal aide to the president. You don't have to call me sir.
I don't understand.
Personal aide to the president. Traditionally a young guy, 20, 25 years old, excels academically, strong in personal responsibility and discretion, presentable appearance.
Sir...
We obviously get quite a few candidates who meet those qualifications, so the rest is just gut instinct. Or you could bribe me.
Sir, I...
Seriously, Charlie. We call the president, sir. Everyone else says, hey, when am I going to get that thing I asked for?
Water.
See, that's not... See, there's been a mistake.
I'll say, Donna.
I should go.
Unsuccessful?
What's the problem?
I don't think we're allowed to make up our own words.
Oh, and like there's no chance it's a typo.
Change it, would you? Serious people are going to read that. Charlie, you're standing again.
Well, I see. I came here for a messenger job.
Why aren't you in college?
Well,
I mean, these transcripts, your grades are better than mine.
Mr. Lyman.
Oh, not really, but they're close.
It was an easy school.
No, come on. I'm looking at recommendations from guidance counselors. I'm looking at ACT scores. You didn't want to go to college?
Well, I have a little sister at home.
You take care of her?
Yes, sir.
Your parents are gone?
My mom, she's a police officer. She was shot and killed on duty a few months ago. 5 months ago.
This was just, I think, a bad day. I have to tell you, he's ordinarily an extremely kind man, placing a very high premium on civility. Today,
sure,
it's just been a very difficult few days for him.
I think I should probably go.
Excuse me, Charlie. Can I see you inside, please? Come on, it's okay. I'm Jed Bartlet.
I'm Charles Young.
You prefer Charlie, right? Listen, Leo McGarry filled me in on the situation with your mother. I'm so very sorry. I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty of calling Tom Conley, the FBI director, and we had the computer spit out some quick information. Your mother was killed by a Western .38 revolver firing KTWs, or what are known as cop killer bullets. Now, we have not had a whole lot of success yet in banning that weapon and those bullets off the streets. But we're planning on taking a big whack at it when Congress comes back from recess. So what do you say? You want to come help us out?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thanks, Charlie.
30 seconds, please.
All set?
You tell me.
It's a pretty ugly tie.
My granddaughter gave me this tie.
My nephew gave me an ashtray made at summer camp.
Get away from me. Somebody throw this guy out of the building.
Stand by.
I've never felt like this before.
It doesn't go away.
You still filling out forms, Charlie?
Well, I'm gonna be filling out forms for quite some time. It's basically gonna be my major.
What is going to be your major?
I really don't know.
Gonna join the Glee Club?
I don't think so, Mrs. Landingham.
Oh, Glee Club's important.
I'm only gonna have time for a couple of classes at night. I'm not gonna be able to be that gleeful.
How about fencing?
Fencing.
You're taking fencing?
I'm not taking fencing.
He's not taking Glee Club either.
Fencing's good, because you learn the philosophy of self-defense.
Well, I usually don't get a lot of people pulling an epee on me in my neighborhood, and my philosophy of self-defense has a lot to do with running as fast as I possibly can. These forms are really out of control, you know that? Look at this. 6 forms for financial aid, 3 forms for housing, and I'm not using their housing. A form for roommate preference, and I'm not using their housing. Emergency contacts, general activity information, transfer of credits, and a 14-page form.
What? Charlie, what?
Hang on, please. Margaret, I need to speak to Leo.
He's in a meeting with Oliver Babish.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I need to speak to him right now, please. Tell him it's an old friend from home.
You sure?
Yeah.
What is it? Charlie, you can talk to me. What is it? Charlie.
When Zoe and Ellie went to college. When they went to college, they would have had to fill out a health form.
What are you...
On the form, they asked for a number of things, including a complete family medical history.
Charlie. How did you know he was sick? How did you know that the president was sick? Charlie.
Leo. If you're under 18 when you start as a freshman, if you're under 18, you need a parent's signature.
Okay.
Sit down. Don't be scared. My youngest daughter's got a big mouth.
No, she doesn't, sir. She wanted me to be on the lookout for certain physical signs so I could tell the First Lady.
We won't discuss this anymore for the time being. It'll be public soon enough. And the more conversations you have with me, the more lawyers you're gonna have to talk to. And they bill in an hour what you take home in a week, so we won't discuss it except to say this. You're gonna be subpoenaed. I'm confident in your loyalty to me. I'm confident in your love for me. If you lie to protect me, if you lie just once, if you lie just a little, if you lie because you can't stand what's happening to me and the people making it happen, if you ever lie, you're finished with me. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Say you understand.
I understand, sir.
Go back to work.
Yes, sir. Is there anything you need?
I need you to go to law school and graduate as soon as humanly possible.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me.
Hey, hang on. How's it going so far?
Good, thanks. I was wondering if I had a few questions for Leo McGarry. Do I go straight to his office, or do you like me to run it by you first?
At the beginning, I'm going to ask you to give me a quick hit, just so you can learn how to keep the crazy stuff out of his office.
Stop it.
Why? What do you got?
Reporter looking into the White House, suppressing a NASA commission.
This is 2 in 1 day. Did the White House interfere with Cassie on antitrust? Yeah. You can go ahead and work with CJ's office, and sure.
Thanks.
Wait. What did they say we got in exchange for calling off the DOJ?
100,000 computers in classrooms.
They said that? You weren't just making a joke?
No.
They said that Carol said the reporter said that?
Yeah.
Well, now we go see Leo.
So you're our new Sawbones.
Sawbones is a doctor.
Is it?
Yeah, lawyer's a shyster.
I got him to say it.
I don't... Josh is a lawyer.
Well, yeah, I mean, he went to law school, but you don't practice law is all I was saying.
I don't practice law. I help write the laws. I write the laws. I make the laws. I am the law.
We're having a problem with the bird outside our office. Are you having that problem?
Oh, better than that. I think I may have a family of bats.
Margaret, this is Joe Quincy.
Yes, Joe. The girls in the political affairs office saw you before and asked me to tell you that they wouldn't have covered your parking spot with mayonnaise if they'd known you were a biscuit.
Okay. Well, tell them, you know, no problem.
Leo?
What do you need? Quickly, set a record right now, make the news.
You mind if I go first? Okay, Donna just got a question from the Post. Did we... I'm sorry, by the way, have you met...
Yeah, I met him. What?
Right, you go first.
Yeah. Mr. McGarry, the press secretary came to me with a question from the Post science editor who has a source claiming that a NASA study was classified at the urging of the White House.
What do they think it said?
That, sir, you know, they claim it said that a meteorite from Mars was discovered in Antarctica about 30 years ago, and that we found fossilized carbonate molecules. That we know there's life on Mars. That's what they're saying we're suppressing.
The Defense Department classified the NASA Commission report.
I'm sorry?
That report was classified by the Department of Defense.
The report exists?
Well, I can't tell you that, Joe. It was classified, but I can tell you it was classified by the Defense Department. What about you?
Did we get the Justice Department to call off its antitrust investigation with Cassian?
They didn't call it off. They settled.
I know, but ask Donna what they bribed us with. Tell them what the Post said we got in exchange for calling off Justice.
100,000 computers in classrooms. What?
That was part of the settlement, 100,000 computers.
There's a leak. The Mars people, don't even get me started on that, because the stuff I think you still won't tell me. Who knew about the terms with Cassian outside us, and now them?
The president, me and you, counsel at Treasury and Commerce, 2-3 guys at NEC, Hackley, Little, Mate.
The vice president?
Yeah, the assistant attorney general for antitrust. Did we say the...
Excuse me, are you saying the vice president knew the terms of the Cassian settlement?
Sure.
Fix this, would you please? There's a story out there we're obstructing justice, and another one we're like in a Ray Bradbury yarn. These things make me crazy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.